Hello and welcome. I'm so glad to have you in the program. I wanted to send you this quick video so you know what the program's going to look like. I know we've talked about it briefly, but in the excitement of starting up, we often forget the details. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what this program looks like. So where you are right now, most of the people I work with are really tired. They're really overwhelmed. They're frustrated, and they've been trying really hard to get their kid to cooperate with them. Maybe you're just beginning to see your kid pull away. Maybe you're in full-blown resistance mode. There's a lot of different places you can be when you decide that you're ready for a change. But more often than not, you're tired, you're frustrated, and you really need something to shift. Often you've been sacrificing your life and yourself to keep your kid alive and well. So it's salt in the wound when they push back, even though you love them to bits. And my mission is to get you from that spot of overwhelm and frustration to a place of trust and common ground with your kid. We want them to consider your requests for taking care of their diabetes seriously, and we want them to choose to follow along, not because we're coercing them, but because they see the value in doing so. And when we have that kind of cooperation, we're not constantly wondering if they're gonna butt heads with you. We want something that feels really sustainable and strong so that you get to rest, so that when they're out of your sight, you get to feel okay. You get to sleep at night. You get to live your life as a human being, not just an external pancreas for some kid that's walking around scaring you half to death. So how do we do that? One of the main questions I typically get is, how do we do that when I am not working with your kid? Which isn't to say that I won't work with your kid. What I mean is, how we make this work is we work one-on-one with you because you are the one that recognizes there's a problem, and you are the one that is motivated to fix it. It doesn't have to be your problem in order for you to make a big change in the dynamic of it. I promise you that. We're going to make a lot of progress before we even call your kid in, and it's going to be really satisfying. That's my job, and that's what I'm particularly good at. So we're going to do that by working one-on-one and in a group setting. So this is how this looks. Every week, we're going to have a video that is sent out to you, and depending upon where you are in the program, you'll get a different video. You are going to get these sequentially, but when we go on the group calls, which are weekly, someone may be in a different place or have different questions. So we'll get to hear what everybody else is going through and get a good sense of what solutions actually look like. You'll get a feel for what the program looks like as you're going through it by watching other people go through it as well. So that's every week I send out a video, and then every week we have a weekly Q&A call, group call, where we can chit-chat about things. And then 3 times during the 8-week program, you and I are going to have an in-depth conversation over the phone. We're going to really dig into deep as to what it is that you've come across in the program so far that you really know you need to work on. And often I'm going to notice that too. I'm going to know where we need to be focusing. So you don't have to be working really hard at this. This shouldn't be another burden. This should be just like peeling an onion, little by little, to see what's underneath it. And that's where we're going to find your untapped leverage. Because all of us have leverage with our kids, with our family members, with our loved ones, where we could influence them if we're in the right mindset. And my job is to get you to that mindset where you have a lot more leverage with a lot less effort. It's a really delicious process. And you'll find out a lot about yourself and a lot about your kid. And in the end, you're going to be much more connected. And you'll be ready to have a good foundation of conversation with them. And perhaps before the end of the 8 weeks, we bring them on board, but we're going to make sure that you're really ready and in the right mindset to make progress with them. So that's what that's going to look like. We're going to have weekly calls, weekly videos sent to you, weekly group calls, and then 3 really in-depth conversations between you personally and me personally to make sure that we're making all of the progress that we can with the time that we have together. So all you have to do now is just keep an eye out for emails from me. You'll have email access to me as well throughout this entire program. So if something comes up, you've got a question, you can email me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and we'll just keep that dialogue rolling, because this is going to be an interesting process for you, and some stuff's going to come up, and I'm here for you. I am here for you, so you don't have to process this alone. You've done enough of this alone. The whole point is for you to have support and for this to be easier. So keep an eye out for emails from me for the videos. You'll be getting your first video from me for the weekly email. I send those out on Tuesday. We have our group call on Tuesdays as well. So just keep an eye out. If something changes in the schedule, I'll let you know. I might change what day we're doing the group calls, but you will always know well in advance. Yeah, you're going to do great. Often just getting to this point is energetically huge. It's a big deal that you're here. It's a big deal that I don't want you to worry about. I just want you to be proud of yourself. This is a milestone in your choosing to move towards something that feels sustainable for your family. And that's what I'm here for. Okay, have a great day. Keep an eye out for me. Shoot me an email if you've got any questions.